We lied, we cheated, we stole.
Wow, that is a very accurate self-description. Mike Pompeo, the current U.S. Secretary of State, has lots of labels, but these two are probably the most famous. The worst Secretary of State and a Trump ultra-loyalist. The worst Secretary of State? Maybe. But a Trump ultra-loyalist? Probably not. Why do I say that? Let's analyze it from the beginning. The worst Secretary of State. Basically, there's no disagreement on this one. Because the Secretary of State's scandals are literally flying around the world with hard evidence.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting that President Trump pressed the president of Ukraine 8 times to work with Rudy Giuliani to investigate Joe Biden's son. What do you know about those conversations?
So you just gave me a report about a high-seek whistleblower campaign, none of which I've seen.
Confident that none of your staff did anything improper in this whole situation? Thank you.
Ordered a staffer to walk his dog and get his dry cleaning, used taxpayers' money for a lavish dinner, the $8 billion Saudi arms deal, and fired the Inspector General who investigated all of these.
I don't know the gentleman. I was happy to do it. Mike requested that I do it.
Corresponding to the many scandals is Pompeo's lackluster track record and political experience. From this respect, the Secretary of State and Mr. President are indeed a perfect match. They too would probably have a happy conversation on the topic of doing no useful work and being a TV star.
La visita del secretario de Estado norteamericano Mike Pompeo desató numerosas protestas en México.
Go back, Pompeo, go back! Go back, go back!
But then again, it's these experiences of Pompeo that dictate that he won't be a Trump loyalist. A brief review of Pompeo's origins. Pompeo was never a senior politician. He was a soldier, a divorce lawyer, and then, after his own divorce, he founded an aerospace company with some of his former classmates. But within a few years, the company was in financial trouble. After the failure of the business, Pompeo ran for Congress and easily succeeded with a mysterious force. During the 2016 election, Pompeo once attacked Trump, saying he will become an authoritarian president. But in just less than a year, Pompeo began to suck up to Trump through a friend, leapfrogging into the position of CIA director. And in just another year, Trump fired the disobedient Tillerson, and the diplomatically inept but obedient Pompeo made the leap to Secretary of State. Pompeo, who doesn't know diplomacy or administration, but is obedient, made another leap to become Secretary of State.
The man replacing Rex Tillerson as a US Secretary of State is CIA Director Mike Pompeo. Why him?
Well, it's a good question. And it's certainly not because of Mike Pompeo's foreign policy experience. We heard just then, talking about Rex Tillerson, that he didn't come with a lot of foreign policy experience either. But at least he had experience of working outside of the United States, of dealing with foreign leaders in his capacity as the CEO of ExxonMobil. Mike Pompeo has none of that experience at all.
See? Notice some problems? How could failed businessmen easily become a member of Congress? Where does this mysterious power come from? Why did Pompeo's attitude toward Trump change so quickly? All of this is because it's a pretender's game, to pretend to be Trump's supporter in order to reap Trump's political resources. Once Trump messed up, Pompeo will immediately replace him. Because Trump isn't a loyal Republican. Look at this. He is as unstable as a bomb with legs. So in reality, Pompeo is the one who actually has the support of the Republicans. The mysterious force that helps him is the Cook family. Whether by starting an airline or running for Congress, the Republican-backed consortium is in the picture. Of course, it is hard to argue that Pompeo has any brilliant political ideas, and all sorts of words and actions suggest that he's not actually thinking about the country, but just about how to make a big splash.
The Italian president, the Prime Minister knows what I'm talking about. It's Parmigiano Reggiano, and it's what we make best in Italy. So it's something our family made with the heart every day. So we hope you can help us and take it.
Is being gay a perversion?
Senator, when I was a politician, I had a very clear view on whether it was appropriate for two same-sex persons to marry. I stand by that.
So you do not believe it's appropriate for two gay people to marry?
Senator, I continue to hold that view. It's the same view.
That's something he and Trump have in common again. And maybe that's why, despite Pompeo's bad job in the CIA, Pompeo managed to place himself among Trump's henchman group for a reason. Beyond these commonalities, though, it's hard to tell whether Pompeo actually agrees with Trump. After all, according to John Bolton, at Trump's first summit with Kim Jong-un, Pompeo once said that he, or Trump, is so full of shit. And in recent days, at the critical juncture in the election, Pompeo has come under harshly worded criticism for not providing Trump with the content of Hillary's emails that he wanted.
The president has the authority to declassify anything he wants. All authority is to him. Could he declassify it and order it released if he wanted to and if he ordered?
Absolutely. We're going to get there. We're going to get this information out so the American people can see it.
Not following Trump's order is not Pompeo's style, though Pompeo said that he will release the emails before the election. But perhaps the last of Trump's followers will eventually leave him too. Maybe the real White House is more wonderful than House of Cards.